What's up guys, TonTon here and welcome back to my channel. So today we got a new Transformer to review. This is the Transformer Legacy Optimus Prime, which is essentially a new figures, I guess. We can call this a new figures. So what does he got that is so special about him? Yet another. I think this is like the first Optimus figure of 2022. So let's get to the review and see what he got. So here we have Optimus here in his robot mode, and the first thing I'm gonna comment right away is that the color scheme is really weird. I mean, like, we can still see this is Optimus, but I know, just like the silver torso and some blue details is kind of odd to me, especially the blue on the torso. And then we got the blue hand, which is okay. But then what is with the blue feet? I mean, this is so weird. I mean, if you turn him around, you see the back of the feet is black. But so why do they think that this need to be blue? This is so confusing. And if we just say that about the color scheme, and I think this is a pretty decent robot mode, so I'm gonna pretend that the color scheme is okay for now, because to be honest, I hate this color scheme. I think that this design is great, and as you can see, this is clearly a
influence from the G2 Optimus
and the Scourge from Robot in Disguise. So one thing for sure is that we will get a Scourge figures, because it's a retool, man. It's a retool. So yeah, for the first time, I'm actually looking forward to a Scourge figures, because I think that his color scheme will be better for this design. Other than that, we got some really nice detail over here. You got this beautiful shoulder pads section, which is really nice, and they can open out as well. So I'm gonna open them out and just look at that beautiful missiles detail all in there. They are really nice. They are clear blue, which is great. And this section here is actually, they got the whole piece painted. You see, I can still see a little bit of red in there, so like the whole thing is painted in silver, which is really nice. Really nice. Okay, and I'm gonna turn him to the back, and as you can see, he's still got this massive cables, but I guess this is for the design, and I do not complain. I think this cable looks fine to me, because since he got a really big shoulder, so I think that this cable is actually okay. And also, it serves a purpose. So you can see, if I'm gonna flip him here, you see, this is a thrusters. So this is somewhat of a backpack. So I guess this is kind of okay to me. I'm fine with it. And you still got some red flame up here, just like the micro base Optimus, which is nice. Glad they took that element. And one thing about this guy is that the color scheme and the transformation makes him looks a little bit fat, you know, because there's these two black piece over here that kind of makes the torso bigger, and then there's no coloring between the torso and the hip, so it actually looks like it is one singular piece, and so it does make him look fat. I'm gonna bring in the Earthrise Optimus here, so you can see. For this is the exact same hip section over here. Okay, this is the exact hip and the exact same thigh. And look at Optimus from Earthrise. You see, he got a little coloring in the torso and then the hips, so it does make him. It separates the parts of the body. But for this guy here, it just makes him look fat and thick. And I think that they could have done better for this guy, but then I guess all the paint budgets have been moved to the silver paint and the flame. So yeah, this is what we got. Now let's get to his detail, shall we? So first up is the head. So as you see, this is a really nice detailed sculpt head, and you can see the eye. But in my opinion, this eye is quite bad, because they make it in a dark color and it's quite deep, so it's hard to see the eyes. This is the normal Optimus Prime head with blue head, silver mouth plate, and some vent on the forehead. And of course, this Optimus is famous for his shoulder pad, really thick shoulder pads, really nice. Got some paint here and there. The wheels are painted, and you got some paint on this section here. You got some yellow paint as well, which is quite nice in my opinion. Now moving on the torso, this is a odd color torso. You got a lot of silver paint here and there, and of course you can see there's a matrix. And for once, I do enjoy these features. I think that the choice of having a clear blue plastic to show the matrix is pretty cool. I don't, because like for the Earthrise Optimus, you see there's a matrix inside him, but like you see, there's no way to show the matrix because they are all close up. So I think this is a better idea. I think this idea is better. And I have said about the torso, they are thick, and that is the matrix. And of course, you can remove it like that. And unfortunately, this guy cannot hold the matrix by itself, because the arm, the finger does not move. Yeah, you can try to put it like that, but it cannot. I mean, like, it's a stretch. You know, I would prefer the way of the Earthrise Optimus to hold the Matrix. That is way much better than this one. The hips and the thighs essentially the same as the Earthrise, so yeah, I have talked about that too much now. So yeah, you get the point. And the legs is also the same, but with a little bit different here and there. So see, less paint, and they change the leg section here by a new armor piece. And I think that is for some combining features in the future. But other than that, this is the same. You see, in the back, there are holes in here instead of that full detailed leg section. And for the thigh, it's the same. It is the same. For the accessories, I'm gonna bring in his whole oil tank here. So I'm gonna open this up. To open this, you just gonna open this out here and bring this down, this down, and this is the same Optimus trailer shit, somewhat of a repair station and stuff. So there we have this here, and I mean it just doesn't do much. So you got some turret blaster here and there, some in black and some in red, and this can there's a joint, so you can rotate it, and yeah, it moves here and there to try to create like a fixing station vibe. There we go. And then you got this sword and an axe, or this could be a shield. I think this is a shield. And you'll see there's tons of ports and stuff in here, so of course you can plug in any weapons you like. And one thing that is quite sad for me is that I expect for an Optimus at this price point he would have a blaster, you know, just it doesn't cost that much. And this is a sword, quite nice. I think this is they modeled this sword from the Optimus live action sword, so that's pretty cool. All blue, so with some details on it. And this is a axe and shield thingy. So I think if you flip this up, this is an axe, but you flip this down, you can use as a shield. It's up to you, honestly. And to equip it, you just simply plug it onto his hand. And do not, there's a note here over here. So there's this tab. There's this tab here. So when you attach the arms, it always have to face inwards, or otherwise he cannot hold it. And this is the axe, and this shit looks horrible when it's standalone. But when displayed separately, I'm gonna flip this down and use it as a shield. I think that is much better. Yeah, put it deep down a little bit, and yeah, something like this. I think this is a better way. I think this is a better way. I'm gonna raise the camera up, and of course this thing can combine. So when I flip the shield up, and plug it here, plug it in. Remember, this tab always have to face inwards, and that improved my theory. Okay, this weapons can combine. The legacy line weapon can be combined together to form some sort of big weapon, and I think that is pretty cool. So now out of the accessories, let's get to his articulation. Action and articulation. Why we begin with the head. So up and down a little bit, and a full 360 rotation, and it pops out. Damn it, this is really tight for the head joint, and unfortunately you cannot spin the arm because of the way the shoulder pad is organized. So yeah, no swinging. So this is the best of the arm you got, and this is the move out. You got a bicep swivel. This is the elbow bend, and you got some rotation here. And I mean, this is a shame. I wish that they got a moving fingers, because this is like essentially the same shit as the Earthrise Optimus. So why doesn't he get that moving finger treatment? That is a shame. Then we got the torso. So spin, kick to the front, kick to the back, beautiful split, knee bend, thigh swivel, and movement of the feet, and a pivot. Articulation wise, the bottom down is the same as the Earthrise Optimus, and that is a great thing. And the top side, I mean, despite the clunky shoulder pads, I think that this is comes out a great, decent articulated figures, and I enjoyed it. So let's get to transformation. So finishing transforming this Legacy Optimus, I must say that he bears a really similar resemblance to the live action ones, and I pretty enjoy that. I think that is great. And yeah, I mean, just look at the flame front section, that is really nice. So in comparison, I'm gonna bring in the Studio Series one, and as you can see, they are quite similar. They are really similar. The difference may be that the space of the cabin is much bigger than the Studio Series version, but otherwise it's really nice. And I also enjoy the way that they sculpted the new leg detail, because I think that this is a really great design for the back of a truck. That is not as that messy as the Studio Series one, but it's still okay. And there's nothing too much to say about this version. If you flip him around, let's check for some cables. And as you can see, this is pretty clean. I mean, this is a pretty clean job, and I think that this looks nice. So I'm gonna bring in the Earthrise Optimus here. As you can see, that because of the hood section, so he is really long. And he's the longest one in the 3 Optimus we have right here. So he's even longer than the Studio Series one. As you can see, the Studio Series one is completely like disappear. And I think this is a great Optimus. This is a great Optimus. The color scheme might look odd, but then again, this is great. And if you look at the front section, just look at those beautiful rim paint here. That is really nicely done. And I absolutely enjoyed the matte black feeling of the paint here. That is really nice and smooth. I absolutely enjoy that. That is just gorgeous. So I'm gonna plug in the trailer so you can see what he looked like. And yeah, there we go. So I mean, like, the trailer looks great in the robot mode. It completes the look. And it covers up the blue feet, which is really nice. And as if you look from this angle here, this is clearly a black and red Optimus, no blue at all. So this is really nice color scheme right here, but quite the blue feet again. But yeah, so I think the trailer works really well in this vehicle mode. But as for the robot mode, no, I think we can skip on the trailer. So that is it for the review. And what do you think of this guy? I think that he's a great add-on to your collection. And he's an unique Optimus Prime. And yeah, you should get one. And so that will be it for today, guys. So I will see you guys later. TonTon out.